o'clock. I'm going to call the meeting to order.
Okay.
Start with Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Morning.
Morning.
Next is the approval of today's agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve today's agenda.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is the approval of November 22nd minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the 22nd of November.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Now is the approval of claims for payment totaling $33,545.25.
I'll make a motion to approve the claims for payment of November 22nd.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded for November 22nd. Is that what you said?
Oh, wait. No. Dated today, November 29th. I'm sorry. I was looking at the minutes.
Would you like to amend that?
Yes. Would amend my motion to say I would make a motion to approve the claims for payment dated November 29th. I'm sorry.
I'll second the amended motion.
It's been moved and seconded for the amendment. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Now the motion of the minutes. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Next I have is item number 6 is receipt of an animal feeding operation construction permit, Twister Farm, Endeavor Farms, LLC, Section 24 of Eldora Township.
I'll make a motion to acknowledge the receipt of animal feeding operation construction permit, Twister Finisher Farm, Endeavor Farms, LLC, Section 24, Eldora Township.
And I will second it.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
How many hogs are already at that site?
2,400.
And you will be adding how many?
2,500.
Yeah, the second barn.
So there'll be 5,000 there? And they're
1,600 feet from my house.
Right, and so they are through Iowa Select. Okay, and there have been, what, issues reported there before? That you're.
I'm not aware of
you're
any
aware
issues.
It's okay.
So there haven't been complaints about the smell or the pollution or the manure runoff or anything like that?
I'm going to back us up a little bit on this, that we're getting into the public hearing side of it. Let's wait till the public hearing on this.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm sorry, but let's get there. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. Next is item 7, which
When's
is,
the public hearing?
we're getting into that right now.
Doing that right now.
Item number 7, which is set date and time for the public hearing, Twister Finisher Farm, Endeavor Farms LLC, Section 24 of Eldora Township.
I'd like to make a motion to set the public hearing for the Twister Finisher Farm, Endeavor Farms LLC, Section 24 of Eldora Township for 10:05 a.m. on December 13th, 2017 in the large conference room at the Hardin County Courthouse.
That's here?
I'll second
Correct.
it.
And what was the date?
December 13th, 2017.
At 10:05?
Yep.
Did you second?
Yeah, I second
It's
it.
been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
I checked with Kelly to make sure the publications could be all done properly, and she assured me that that was plenty of time.
And the 20th would have been the latest.
Yes.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is a change of status at the Sheriff's Office.
I will make a motion to approve the employee change of status for the hiring of permanent part-time Stephanie Bryant as a correctional officer in the Sheriff's Department at the rate of $13.12 an hour, effective November 29th, 2017.
I'll second the change of status.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is number 9, which is change of status, higher VM department.
I will make a motion to approve the employee change of status, effective November 22nd, 2017, for the discharge of Skylar Clark. In the IRVM department, he was being paid $15 an hour.
I'll second the change of status.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Utility permits, I don't have any.
Don't have any either.
What do you got for roads?
They're out putting up a lot of snow fence, contrary to popular belief with the weather, it will snow, so. We're still preparing.
Any other business?
Yeah.
Yes.
I do want to bring up the anti-dog tethering ordinance that was being considered. I understand that Sheriff McDaniel and Rick Dunn and BJ and Jessica were going to meet to discuss enforcement and how Iowa law and other laws affect the enforcement in certain jurisdictions, and that we have been locked out of that meeting. And I have a real problem with that, as we do have information and sources to, that would be good for discussion in enforcement. And you know what? I can have a good conversation with him, and he's not, I will listen to his opinion and respect it. But when we're locked out of it, we're not children. I'm not a child. I can sit in that meeting and probably contribute and maybe give something that they're hadn't thought of. So I resent being left out of it and then being told that, is BJ gonna discuss with me the results of the meeting? No. You said that we would meet and discuss this. So far, we have not, but we have met with Jessica, and she's very good, very helpful. We had a lot of discussion. But BJ, when you say you're going to meet with people, you need to do that. And we've given you lots of time, to discuss this with those guys. You can meet. You can include us in the meeting, and then we can leave. If you guys want to sit around and discuss that, that's fine. But please don't exclude people who have information you may not have, and have had experiences that you have not had. And that's what I have a problem with, being excluded when it was a thing brought to you by citizens in the county. So, thank you. That's my opinion. So will we still be banned from the meeting? That's what I want to know.
There is not going to be a meeting taking place.
Okay. And why is that?
The state attorney general's office consulted with the county attorney that their advice and their sound legal counsel was that any ordinance was not enforceable and would limit the constitutional rights of Hardin County residents.
Excuse me?
The Constitution guarantees some search and seizure, property
This isn't
rights.
about search and seizure. This is about animal cruelty. This is about having animals staked out in a yard 24 hours a day in any kind of weather, not always having access to food, water, relief from severe Whether, no, I'm sorry. No, I don't believe that our society will accept cruelty to animals in that manner. I do not accept that at all.
Dave,
Because there
there are laws on cruelty to animals without the policy enforced. Okay.
This
And they
is-
turn those in to you and,
If we get a complaint on it, correct.
yes.
And there have been many times when they can do nothing because there is no ordinance against it. Localities can make ordinances.
Amy?
Julie's correct. I just wanted to say that Iowa is ranked 49th out of 50 for our animal cruelty laws. They're completely lax, almost unenforceable the way that they are. They're left open to interpretation, so it's totally up to law enforcement whether they want to enforce them or not. Entire states have banned tethering. If entire states can ban tethering, I really don't think a countywide ordinance would be a problem. Granted, it'd be nice if it went city by city, but obviously that's not gonna happen. People are being injured every day. Somebody's gonna end up being killed. Animals are suffering, it's a public nuisance, it's a safety issue. And I really don't see why you won't sit down and discuss this with us. I have a lot of information. We have tons and tons of information we could provide. I have years of experience. I've been licensed in the animal welfare industry for almost 15 years. It does seem a little hinky, I gotta say. This whole thing seems a little hinky to me, that it's like, it's a big secret.
There's no secret. It's a matter of when the Iowa State Attorney General's office says that it's unenforceable. I don't have a Juris Doctorate, so I'm taking legal advice.
Then why?
I don't have a PhD in animal psychology like you ladies, so I don't know those things.
So you're not willing to sit down and discuss it at any rate, then it's over and done and that's it.
So how can other jurisdictions make these laws and they seem to get stuff done? I just don't understand that.
Because this is Hardin County, Iowa, that's why.
Right, okay.
But also, if we did pass an ordinance, it would not be effective in the city limits
We
of any of the
understand
towns.
that because there are issues in unincorporated
Okay, well, I didn't
areas.
know if
Yeah.
that's what Amy meant, that, it
It would be
It'd
nice
be
if
good.
cities did.
Yeah,
but
okay.
We have
Mhm.
to start
But-
someplace.
Oh.
Yes,
so,
yeah, but we understand that this would not cover towns,
Mm-hmm.
only unincorporated areas.
And all it takes is one person to start it, and it becomes a domino effect. And seriously, if the county would even seriously look at something like this, some of the cities would fall in line and follow suit. This is the way these things work, and we all know that.
And yes, rural mail carriers have seen some of this stuff, county road workers, and they will report it and nothing can be done because there's nothing in a county area. But yes, I do believe that we can do something. We should do something. And no, it's not, if you're okay with staking on a dog line, freeze death, then I guess knock yourself out. I'm not good with it.
I don't believe that nothing's done. I think if Dave got a call reporting animal cruelty, I think it would be
But
looked
they have to
into.
work within the law, and that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
We're 49th out of 50 for our animal protection laws. They're really vague. So
Well,
they
then we
can do
need to
what
talk
they
to
can do.
legislators.
If it can be done on a countywide basis, we're talking to county people to do something. You know, if,
Sounds like it's the state that's nullifying it, though.
this is, the state doesn't have an anti-tethering.
So go to the state for it.
Why, when we can start here in our own county?
Yes.
If they can't enforce it, why?
They can enforce it.
He
Enforcement
just
is a
said-
choice.
He just said.
I
that-
don't care what VJ says at this point, because he
So in other words, you
has
don't care
not.
if it's constitutional or not.
I'm gonna shut this down.
Yeah, I'm sure, yes. Go ahead.
It's starting to get bad.
Yeah.
Any other business?
Yes.
Yes.
There was an ordinance brought up to require the taco owners to notify neighbors of impending expansion or building of new building. Whatever happened to that ordinance? Has it progressed any?
When it was asked if we could create an ordinance,
Yes.
it has not progressed
And why is that?
because we haven't progressed on it.
Why,
You
why?
haven't even discussed it.
We would have an open meeting if we had, and we haven't had the open meeting to discuss it yet.
Can you?
I mean, I realize that, you know, it would be a good neighbor policy to do so.
And so, some of what you're asking isn't just, we can make all the policies in the world. Everything you guys want to throw at us, we can make policies. None of them are just gonna, if they're not enforceable, it does no good. The policy that we would make that you're talking about is great. We'll have a public hearing. It doesn't meet our policy or we don't approve it after the public hearing. It goes to the DNR. They still have to approve it. It doesn't matter what our policy is. And we realize this. But it's not that I don't care. I do care, and I think it would be great if people would communicate with the neighbors. With this case here, you brought up with a previous hog site. You'd like them to have trees put around.
It would certainly help with the smell and the noise.
It would be great if we could just ask them to put trees up.
I have.
Iowa Select will put up trees if
It's been 5 years.
they've committed to put up trees this
When?
time. We can do it as soon as next spring, when construction starts or finishes. There's a lot of activity around there, so I might have to wait till construction's done for the new barn. So we don't tear the trees down, run them over or something, but we will plant trees.
So why didn't that happen when I talked to Iowa Select 4 years ago?
I can't answer that question. I wasn't here 4 years ago with Iowa Select. At the time, it just wasn't their opinion that it was necessary. I'm sorry if it was that way, but they've committed to putting up trees for this expansion.
And what else is it that Iowa Select wants to have done about the smell?
Let's wait for the public hearing again on that.
Is there a reason why you can't do an ordinance asking that neighbors be informed?
We can. I said that.
Oh, then will you do that?
But it's unenforceable also.
The code has certain requirements and we can add what we want, but they're still within the code of Iowa.
And so you,
It's the same system as why do we have the public hearings for you? We don't have to, but we do it for you. It can go straight to the DNR. It can go straight to the DNR and it'll pass either way.
Right. But, so then we just need to pressure these groups then individually to ask them to inform their neighbors when they're going to do that? Is that a remedy? So they don't just have to wake up one day and have people constructing them, down the road? Is that the alternative then?
It would be nice if anybody contacted anybody
It would be nice.
on everything.
Right. But this
Not just
affects
hogs,
property, this affects
on everything.
property value. This affects, it brings monetary effect to their property.
And
It
to
can
the
drag down their property value with it. Some people invest hundreds of thousands of dollars and then they wake up one morning and there's someone down there with the plow and all this construction equipment and they're going like, what the hey? No one even told me. Why can't these companies and these people at least inform so they know what's coming? Thank you.
On another note, Megan, I know you had talked, in one of our conversations, you had mentioned IRVM can apply for grants. Is that how that program works for putting trees So,
in.
the way that it works, it's actually a division through IDOLS in Des Moines, and their Soil and Water Conservation District. They get money funded to them through a REAP grant, which is Resource Enhancement and Protection, where if the landowner wants to work with them, they'll come up and they'll actually assess your ground and put layers of trees up and tell you how many you need for how many hogs, and they'll put a prairie buffer strip around, so if there is runoff, prairie plants will absorb it, and it's paid for through this grant. But it has to be whoever the landowner is willing to contact them and move on with that process. And it's no cost to them for IDOLS to come up and place the trees and plant.
They do the same thing for regular property owners?
I don't believe so, because it's just for hog farms or other waterways and stuff like that, so water's not getting polluted.
Or any kind of a confinement
Mhm.
building, not strictly hogs, but
Right.
other
Yep, any
confinements.
So Donna would have to make that request? As in,
No,
and they would get a grant?
Mm-hmm.
At no
They,
cost?
they would get a no-cost grant when they've got money just.
Iowa
oh,
Select doesn't
okay.
really own the ground, do you? Are you putting them up for someone else? Or is Iowa Select own the property that's going on?
It's Endeavor Farms.
Endeavor Farms, yeah, so Endeavor,
Farms.
it is,
Okay.
okay.
There we go.
So,
I don't make the rules on the grants.
Oh,
I just have the information on it.
I just wasn't clear. Thank you.
Any other business? Hearing none, I could ask for adjournment.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're adjourned.